Some atheists claim that belief in God is illogical and irrational, merely a myth. So let us see whether existence of God is really illogical and irrational. Surprisingly enough, Plato and Aristotle, the founders of logic, who thought logically and rationally so that they were elevated to the status of being the greatest of philosophers, both argued to prove the existence of God. So, if it was so logical, how is it that the founders of logic, the great philosophers, argued to prove the existence of God? The Quran speaks about it many times. أَفَلَا يَنظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبِلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ? Have they not looked at the camel, how it was created? The camel has a special feet to work on the burning sands, special eyelashes to protect their eyes from sandstorms, special lips to eat thorny plants without getting hurt. Body can save water very carefully. Hump store fats to give them energy. Camels can live many days without water, can handle very hot weather, so that it can cross the desert while no other animal can. Have they not reflected upon how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him? This appeals to human sense, human experience, and human logic, and reason tells us that design indicates a designer. If while traveling through the desert we came across a watch in the sand, would we wonder to ourselves how these little chips of metal were blown together in the sand, then melted in the heat of the sun, then formed this watch? This would never come to our minds. If somebody would say about the table, I saw a tree fall in the forest, and when it hit the ground, it split into planks of wood, and some metal came out of it and became screws or nails that nailed this table together, we would look at the person and say, all right, we have a madman on our hands here. We know that anything which we commonly know does not come into existence by itself. It cannot happen by accident. This just doesn't happen. But for the atheists, according to them, the design that we see around us is merely an accident, a pure luck, a product of chance. So, what are they saying? For example, according to them, if you mix paints of all colors in a bucket and throw them onto a wall, there is a possibility that the image appearing on the wall would be the Mona Lisa, a famous painting. Yes, you can throw a paint onto a wall and perhaps see random splashes resembling a hand, a foot, or someone's nose. But when we speak about a detailed painting like the Mona Lisa, this becomes a joke. And that's why we say that this belief in God is illogical. It is irrational. It goes against human understanding and reason. The fact that when we look around us, what we see is design everywhere in everything. Every snowflake, every fingerprint, there is design everywhere. Designs that surpass human comprehension, no matter how we look deeply into the microscopic world or into the vast universe. The planets, solar systems, and constellations, we find design everywhere. This is not an accident. This cannot be an accident.